Hi
Okay.
everyone, I'm Dr. Sandeep Sharma, and we have a special guest with us today. We have Dr. Arun John. Dr. Arun John has got a rank of 16 in the NEET Super Speciality 2022 in Pediatrics, and it's a privilege for us to talk to Dr. Arun. So I welcome you, Dr. Arun, and congratulations.
Hello, sir. Hi. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to interact with you and to the public in this way. And I'm glad to meet you, sir.
Yes, same here,
Yes.
same here, Dr. Arun.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Arun, can you just briefly tell about your background?
Yes, sir. So I am from Chennai. I did my MBBS from Meenakshi Medical College. I'm 2011-12 batch. Then I did my DNB Pediatrics. Then I have done my fellowship in Medanta Hospital. And now this is my first time giving my NEET SS exam, and I have scored this rank, sir.
Great,
Yeah.
great, great. You did quite well in that. So, since you said it is your first attempt, how many questions did you attempt and how did you find the paper?
So I have attended 142 questions, and I felt the paper was very lengthy.
Hmm.
But the trick was, as the towards the end, the last 10 questions were only like one-liners.
Okay.
So to reach that part, it was initial mid part was like very lengthy, and the towards the end it was very rapid. So what I did, some questions are like so direct which I don't know, like for prepubertal sexual assault, when to do the screening. So I don't know. I did not waste time in thinking. I
Mhm.
just went to the next question. So I think I saved time in those questions. And then those questions which were like little bit confusing, like caste and all those things, so caste and all. So I came back and gave those things. I marked and I came back and gave. So and I wrote 142. I have attended 142 questions, and I think with this rank I got 118 questions correct with this mark. What I got
So that means you got a score of somewhere around
428, sir.
428. Excellent. So
Yeah.
70%. So
Yes, 71.3.
yes, yes. So how did you find the paper overall? Like, what were the areas from where more questions were asked, and what were the things from where you found that relatively less questions were there?
This time more focus was there in GI and renal also, like urine test, and there were some repeats. It was actually it was more of clinical based questions coming up rather than single. It's not that like, okay, match the enzyme deficiency cabrase and galactose or MLD aryl sulfatase. Rather than that, they gave a big clinical history which takes all our time, and then they did not give the disease name also, they gave the enzyme. So things like that questions are coming, and it is like the still it is common topics which is mostly covered, but in a different pattern and different ways, sir. And and there was no question on statistics, so there was no question like solving formula. Those things were not there, and very less question on neonatology. It was more of genetics. Yeah, genetics also some touch was there, sir. So it was more of GI, cardio, nephro, and some little bit genetics,
More of
like that.
systemic pediatrics, right?
Systemic pediatrics, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
And one question on dyslexia was asked.
mhm.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Arun, what were the resources did you use while preparing for this SS exam? Like, what would you recommend to the students?
Yes, sir. So it is Nelson. So it is Nelson pictures and tables. So we have to analyze the pictures, how it is there in Nelson. We have to understand the pictures. And I used to have a habit of writing down the key points in the initial top small gap of the topic. So only that much space what it is fitting, then I'll refine my reading and write it down over there. So that is the most key points, and I felt that was very helpful for my revision. And initially I was not in a way of like MCQ preparation type, and I was thinking, okay, let me give fellowship, let me see how life goes, like that. Then later my fellowship got over on August 1st, and September 1st was the exam. And then in between I was just scrolling, then I saw a sir's video in YouTube about anthropometry. I said, okay, hello, let us try. Then I registered. Last 20 days I just selected important things which I felt might be important. I was doing some, you have released so many videos in YouTube, sir, like these were like previous questions, so these are important, like that. So I made a guess of myself and then started revising those. And in each and every video you'll give a link to some other video also. Okay, this is important, you can see this, like that. And MCQs, it is mainly MCQs. Like if I don't solve MCQs, like daily I used to solve 6 to 8 hours of MCQs and Q banks. And if I don't solve, I feel I'm not in the track. And first confidence came when I gave my PrepLadder's all India exam. So I got 55 rank, and the subsequent test I got 45 rank. So I
Mock,
thought, okay, I'll get
the two
within
mocks which we
mock
have.
test,
Yes.
the
So,
two mocks. So
so
I
when
thought,
you're
okay,
consistently getting that rank, you know ki ha, I am standing somewhere.
somewhere. So I was making a calculation, okay, around 500. So if I multiply by 4 also, it'll be less than 200. So I'll get something, at least something I'll get. Then I was like, okay, then I selected, confined to only 10 topics I selected of yours. So this 10 are like having more details, have to see like that. And it really helped. And from that topics, things was as, and your own notes revision. That is very important. Own note revision advantages, it will take very short time and you can recollect easily also. So it was my own notes, sir's videos, and MCQs really helps. Yeah.
Glad to know that even if you had very little time in that gap, still we could be of some benefit. So, Dr. Arun, there will be a lot of students who would not have done that well in the exam. So, what advice would you give them? How should they plan their preparation, and what are the things, what are the mistakes you feel that you might have made and they should avoid in their preparation?
Yes, sir. So uh, common things are common. We should not make mistakes in basics. So what happens if a basic question goes wrong? Suppose there was a question on sex aneuploidy, and it is so obvious when Down syndrome is there. It is like trisomy 21. So we need not waste time on basic questions, and that should not go wrong. So when you see that, just see the options and whatever, just finish in 5 seconds and move to the next question. So those basic facts should be clear, and for that, for the exam, when you for your presence of mind, you should have adequate sleep. I made sure that I go for gym, I kept my physical activities, and I make sure I ate proper time and I sleep. If not, I used to study in the night and I sleep in the at post gym, I come and sleep in the morning. And your own way should be there, but rest of 7 to 8 hours is very important for the things to get stored in the memory, I feel. And second thing is, always start the day with revision. So previously you have done something, and next day you just revise it for 5 10 minutes when you're brushing, when you're going somewhere, when you're walking or eating. Just revise what you have read, and then as the days go, just go. And if you're planning one day, just keep, okay, 2 hours I'll do MCQ, 2 hours I'll see Sir's video, 2 hours I will see Nelson, 2 hours I will revise my notes, 2 hours I'll go to gym, something like that. So that you won't get bored, you switch your track to next. And night time, keep it incomplete, don't complete any chapter. Suppose you are reading IEM, keep it incomplete, so that morning you have that urge, okay, I kept this incomplete, let me do it. So these were the small tricks I followed, so it just kept me moving, sir. And the mistake I did was revising my own notes. I did it in the last 2 days. So I just gave two revisions. In fact, I woke up in the morning 5 o'clock like that, and I just gave my second revision. That was very bad. I think at least 5 revisions should have been there, because it is at the end only two questions going to make a big difference in every 10 20 marks. So suppose if the three questions which I came out and remember, oh my god, I wrote it wrong. If it would have clicked inside, I would have got maybe a single digit rank. The same thing applies to the other people who are like 10 20 rank behind me. So for avoiding those errors, it is MCQ solving which is going to help us, I felt. So MCQ q banks are very good, and at times in PrepLadder some things repeat. So now this platform site is, it has made things more good than books. Before I was like, for PG preparation I was reading books. I was telling my own colleague, hey, don't use these platforms and all, what is there, because I was not having that exposure. I was discouraging them, read books and all those. But now after using this platform, advantage is, if there is any error you feel, you can report to them and they report you back, yes, there is something like that. And second thing, it gets updated so much, so rapidly. And whereas book, once it is printed, gone. And so this is like, and you get a tracking that you are in this level, you have crossed the average. When I started, I was like literally below average before 20 days of exam. Then as we put effort, revision and everything, I went above average. So that gives more confidence to us and everything. And the best part was, there was some link down where if you want to read the relevant content or relevant video, we can just click and go see that. We need not go search here and there. And so now technology has come in, and if you don't understand anything, just open Google, see some pictures, understand what is that picture. So basic is like you have to understand whatever you're seeing, just understand why that is happening and the relevant topics you have to cover. Suppose if you're reading crab race, which was asked this time, and just read two topics and two topics above, two topics below for the next exam, so that you can correlate and read. I feel that might help, sir. Yeah.
Very nicely, very scientifically put up. So, all those people who are listening to this video and they've reached so far, I would suggest that bookmark this video, listen to Dr. Arun, whatever he has said a few months later, also when you are preparing, because he has given a very scientific way. One point which he emphasized and which I also have been personally, following since my when I was a resident was Nelson has those images, tables, and they also have a lot of information given as footnotes. People have a tendency to read only the text and flip over them. In fact, those things which are mentioned, they are very important. If you look at the cystic fibrosis mutations, they have given it very nicely. But the text itself does not have it given in a very comprehensive manner. So those things, even the examiners have a tendency to directly, indirectly ask somewhere. So it's a very valid point given by Dr. Arun. And yes, obviously, your own notes, self-revision, end of the day, defining that this is what you're going to do and how many times you're going to do, that is going to help. So very, very scientific, very appropriate advice given by Dr. Arun here. So Dr. Arun, it was coming, like the way, the kind of thought process you have, the rank was coming, it was long overdue. And see, end of the day, everybody makes silly mistakes, so we are all humans, so it doesn't matter. And still at your rank, you will easily get whatever you are aspiring. So what are you aspiring? I think you're aspiring neonatology.
Yes, sir. Neonatology, sir, in Delhi based college. By God's grace, if I get it, then I'll proceed, sir.
Like obviously it will depend upon seat matrix, but there is a good probability your rank you will easily get it. And so it would be wonderful to catch up with you and share your thoughts. Exchange our thoughts. It's only when
my pleasure, sir.
You meet people, you meet bright people. I myself sometimes learn so many things from students. So it's like it's wonderful to hear that. So in the end, it's, do you want to dedicate your success to someone? You want to give a shout out to someone, your family, your friends, your teachers, anybody?
Yes, sir. No, first of all, my wife, sir. Actually, I'm just married and I had 1 year old baby. So my wife, she gave, and when I had that baby, my baby was born. By 2 months, I got my fellowship, and I left her in her own native place. It was painful for me leaving and coming, but I told, for my professional improvement, I want this because I want some exposure in life, how things go around in the world. And she said, "Okay, go." It's like, I'll take care. You go, you see. And so I went to Medanta, and all those happened for 1 year. And 1 year passed away, and then now we are together. So very happy, and she's very understanding. Thanks to my daughter Hadia, and my father, mother, who never ever forced me. They just told, "Okay, you can do, you can do." That's all. They don't force me or something. And to my friends, who always, when I say no, they understand my no. So that is very important, I feel. And my professor every time. So if he's saying no means we should not disturb him. So that kind of thing they have kept for me. And anyway, thank you for everyone who have supported me and all my well wishes and prayers. Main thanks to you, sir. Seriously, you're the key man here, actually, sir. Like, this 20 days otherwise not possible at all. Not possible at all, sir. Because you made that, you connected the dots. Like I had a scatter plot type of dot, and you made it like a proper histogram and connected everything and arranged and gave.
That is so.
Thank you so much, sir.
At the end of the day, it's see, you are the warrior. You had to fight the battle. We can only tell you how to, what mistakes to make, or what mistakes not to make, and how to fight. End of the day, it's up to the warrior himself, and you have won this battle.
Yes.
Won this war.
Thank you, sir.
So, I think your wife will be really proud of you. Your daughter, right now, she's quite young, but when she looks back, she'll be quite happy of her father. And congratulations to your family, to your parents, everybody, to you. And whatever you take, I hope you let us know also. So on behalf of the entire team, I congratulate you again, and all the best.
Thank you, sir.